1, 2, 3. Comes in again, 4. Now, using some strikes in with it. Comes in 1, 2. There's a punching motion. There's another punching motion. Striking with the back part of the weapon. From here, I can fan out if I wish, and I can bring them all the way here. Now, this gives me this ability. As this man comes down, I can bring it across and hit maybe to the head. Again. 1, punch. 2, punch, strike. Release, comes in again. This, if you notice when I'm doing with the footwork, I bring myself back far enough to where I can strike. And here I'm just striking in front of him, obviously for safety purposes. But he goes there. Now, as you work this, then break the hand movement up, be able to use a weapon in between. So as he throws the left, I have 1, stay there, sensei. Step back, strike. Back. Comes in 2, comes in with the other hand. This comes in where I'm coming across, strike. So I step back out again. Comes in again, 1, comes in 2, this comes here. If I lean to this side, now I have this. Striking again. Comes in again, 1, comes in 2, there's a hit, there's a strike, there's a strike. So work your different postures and positions with the tonfa. Be able to use it in many different ways and many different manners. Again, comes in again, 1, comes in 2, there's a punch, comes in again. I have this motion now. This is for a choke out or a takedown. He comes in again, 1, comes in again, 2, coming to the opposite side of the jaw or the chin, comes in again, lean as I strike. In this case, striking to the elbow, say if that was a weapon. Comes again, in, this comes across, he moves again, using that left hand, punching, hooking, choking. Your tonfa, or law enforcement would call this a PR-24, can be used in several ways. There are many ways not to use this. The spinning motion is one of the most dangerous things you can do with this weapon. Any straight down, straight edge motion coming forward is going to disarm that. You have to make sure that there is a clearing in order to do that spin. Rest of the time, that tonfa or tonfa has to be in more of a postured or stationed posture position to where you learn to guide out before you release and strike. Remember this, the momentum that is gained from spinning this is almost not as much as a stationary baton or baston, is what they would call it. Okay, now watch. Okay, now, we're going to take another hand motion. This time you're going to use your thumbs as a guide. Remember again, like I said, the tonfa or the tonfa, if you were to use it in the street, you're going to get a felony rap. And you really don't need that. So you want to make sure that you're thinking in terms of using your weapon training maybe with other objects on the street if you were going to use an object. Okay, now your next motion we're going to do is almost going to be the same, except for we're going to come out with the hands out, 2, and hooking back out again. So you come in 1 with the right, with the left, and hooking out. Those of you doing karate, it's here. Basically, a blocking motion here and here. And then coming across, block and turn. So if I was going to do this karate, 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. Work that kind of motion if you want. Those of you who do sanchen or tensho kata or forms such as shudoso, think about the application of the tonfa in these ways. Again, 1, 2, 3. Back. Hand manipulation here, back. Now, left punch comes in, I'm taking this motion, this is a hook. Comes again, this is a hook, this is a hook. That's almost the same thing, but it's not. Why? It's because I have rotation that I can take in. My hand is palm is up, and he's coming in with the left right now. All I got to do is turn this out again, and I stop him with an elbow. Your hooking motion, then, again, you come to 1, 2, 3. You're using the body, you're using this almost like you were guiding maybe with the back end of a shovel. Okay? This side. 1, 2, 3. Here. Now, the way this would be applied, as far as empty hand, if a man comes in You have this, and you always cross. Almost like a scissor motion. He moves again. This is a hook, and you're coming out again. You can hook out again, or strike maybe with a knee, or reposition the man. Okay, again. Comes in again, 1, 2, 3. This hooks again. You can break it here, throw this. Now how we would use this with a Tonfa? Use it thusly. Man moves 1, hooks. 2, using the thumb. This is a hooking motion. Your hooking aspect of the Tonfa is very, very good. You can choke a man out in several different ways. If I had him here, the first thing he would try to do is stand up. As he does, slight pressure on the weapon, buries that head down. There you have the ability to maybe break the neck or strike with a knee, or again, throw. So again, you have a hooking motion. 1, 2, 3. Again, he comes forward again. You have at the same time, you're pressing or you're choking. Here I'm doing choking underneath. Back again. Hooks 1, 2. This time I'm taking it and using it with the left hand. He comes in again, 3. There's another choke. Your choke outs with a Tonfa or any type of weapon is very good. Understand where you have the back part of the muscle. If you roll that hand, you can compress and condense and at the same time choke out. Tap out when you feel that sensation. Okay? Again, hooks 1, 2. Again, you can come around to the sides, drop them down. As we get going on this, we'll explain why the hip is important to manipulate when it comes to using the Tonfa. Another Tonfa, please. Comes in 1, 2, 3. Again, this is one of my preferred ways of holding the weapon. A lot of people don't like holding it this way because they just want to spin it, which is a very stupid thing to do. Because in just spinning the weapon, although you can gain some momentum, you are leaving yourself vulnerable to a counterattack. The best way to handle a figure 8 is with a straight line motion, straight line approach. Have somebody spinning something, always look to the center and interplay that center. Again, moves 1, then 2, then work both sides, work out, and then from there you can come back in again and out again. So work different combinations of using a hook or hooking motion. A cane is very well used this way. Again, move 1, hook, 2, change the hooking motion, 3. Again, back, 1, 2, 3. Each way that you move the weapon. Remember this, an opponent will always try to go for your weapon hand as well. If they do so, go for the weapon hand. Use it as a way to choke out an opponent. So let him hold on to it. Matter of fact, if you're going to do so, pin him there and then choke. Again, moves 1. Also, you can work different movements with a hooking motion. Maybe take the legs again. 1. Make sure too that you work where you lessen your voids or void postures or positions. Right here where he's at, he's pretty well hooked in. If I wish, I can use the leg and drop him. Again. Move 1, 2, 3. Here again, he's hooked. I have him between the hook and my forearm, which is going to do what? It's going to actually choke him out. Again. Use your punching abilities. Move 1, 2. There's a punch, there's a hit. Moves, there's a hit, hook. Reposition, choke out again. Now, one of my favorite ways of gripping the weapon is if I wish to use a spinning movement and also a hooking motion with the other hand. Think in terms of a fork and a knife. So if an opponent is striking or coming forward, say with a punch or a hit, this can hook. This is a strike. Back. Now here what I'm doing, hooking to the outside and in to open myself up to be able to hit. If I can go the other way, move, outward, there's my next spin, and then across, again. Outward, across, and then coming across this way, again. So you have 1, 2, 3, back, hooking to the other side, hook, and then across the head and down. So again, use that hooking motion in several different ways. He comes in with the left, you have the same thing, hooking to this side, back. He strikes again, This side again, back, or hooking the other side. And remember, you use a counter strike here. Maybe that's to the ribs. Again, you have to make sure your retraction is good. This man moves in again. Use this as a punch. So punching out. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to get into basic usage and how to